Hello everyone, welcome to the 10th episode of Your Money, Your Taxes. I'm Lalit Abichandani, CPA and your tax advisor, and today we have Paresh Shah who is going to be discussing about disability income insurance. Paresh Shah is the CEO of Paresh Shah Financial Services. He's a certified financial planner and he's been helping for past 17 years with individuals as well as businesses and financial strategies. He's a licensed CPA presenter, educating CPAs as they guide their clients on investments, life, disability, and long-term care insurance. He specializes in pension and profit sharing plans, asset protections, estate planning, and business succession plannings as well. Paresh ji graduated as a chemical engineer from prestigious IIT Kharagpur, India. His strong sense of professionalism and community service has kept him active in India as well as in the United States. He supports healthcare and education initiatives for financially challenged. Paresh ji, in the last episode, we were talking about disability income insurance. Before we continue, could you tell us why is this so very important, this disability insurance?
First of all, Lalitji, thank you very much for this warm introduction. According to me, the way I look at financial planning, and we've talked about it, that protection should be first. Disability income insurance is probably one of the most important insurances that a person should have. Now, I'd like to quote an unofficial statistic that was done based on a study done in the year 2006 to 2008. During that time, all the homes that went into foreclosure, the reason behind the foreclosure was examined. Can you make a guess, Lalitji, as to what percentage of these foreclosures could be attributed to the health challenge of one or both the owners of the home?
Paresh ji, I know that there were in millions of foreclosure, but I have no idea what percentage.
Lalitji, about 40% or so can be attributed to the health challenge. And so disability becomes a very, very important thing, and disability income insurance becomes a very important topic in the protection planning.
Oh, that is a big number. Let's go back to the question we were discussing last time. My worry was how I get income if I get sick or injured, or it was not someone else's fault. I understand health insurance policies will take care of me to cure me, but tell me about disability income insurance and how it is going to support me in my bad timings.
Basically, due to sickness or injury, if you cannot go to work, then a disability income insurance policy kicks inside. Now, what does that mean? What does it mean it kicks in? That means if you have that policy, you will get a check, and that check and then the money that you get will be used by you for your regular expenses, and it replaces the income that you can get. Now, this disability income insurance, usually there are two sources. Either your employer can provide it, or you buy a personally owned policy. But sometimes even when the employer has provided the policy, it may not be adequate. I'd like to give an example. There was a lady who came to us. She was making about $120,000 a year, approximately $10,000 a month. And she said that, during the course of our conversation with her for financial planning, she said that I have adequate disability income insurance and we need not look at it. But as is part of our procedure, we said, well, get the details of your policy and we'll review it. On closer examination, it was found that that policy, in case she was sick or injured, would pay only $5,000 a month, and that would all be taxable income to her. So her income would fall by half, and the money that she would get would not be adequate to take care of her regular expenses. So what we helped her do was get an additional personally owned policy so that it could take care of the gap.
Okay, but Paresh, I thought this disability income insurance, when people receive it, it's non-taxable. That's the general impression.
That is correct. That is the general impression, but that's not necessarily true. Let's look at group policies to study this and see how the taxation of the benefit takes place. That means when you're receiving the benefit, you are sick or injured and you're receiving the benefit, will the benefit be taxable or non-taxable? That will depend on how the premiums were paid. So in certain cases, the employer pays the premium, claims a deduction on the business, but does not report that money or that premium paid as income to the employee. In that case, the premium has been paid from pre-tax dollars and therefore the benefit becomes taxable. If the employer pays the premium, claims a deduction for the business, but then in turn adds that particular dollar amount to the employee's W-2, and that means in turn it becomes taxable income to the W-2, to the employee, then what has happened effectively is that the employee is paying for this from after-tax dollars. So if they're paying the premium from after-tax dollars, then the benefit becomes income tax free. So we need to see how the premiums are paid in order to determine whether the benefit is taxable or non-taxable.
But Pareshji, most people do not know about this technicality. How do you decide on what type of policy and features to take in a disability income insurance policy?
Lalitji, I agree with you. Disability income insurance can be very complex and can be very intimidating. Disability itself, I think, is a very subjective issue. Let me say, let's say a person is injured and cannot walk, walk properly. He can walk, but he cannot walk properly. One person might say he's going to have difficulty walking to work and therefore he's disabled and cannot work. Another person might say, well, if we can find a way to transport him to his place of work and he has a desk job, then he is able to work. So the disability itself has varying definitions by different people. The most important thing in a disability income insurance policy is what is the definition of total or partial disability. And I'd like to explain this with an example. So we had a dentist who came to us, and that gentleman was already in a disability situation, and he wanted our help as planners to help him get his claim and get his money in the right way. That's relatively an easy job, but when we examined his policy, this is the definition of total disability that we read inside. I'm not making a perfect quote here, but I'll tell you approximately what it read. It read that in the event of sickness or injury, you're not able to do the material and substantial duties of your own occupation, then a claim will be paid. This claim will be paid for 2 years, and after that an evaluation will be done. If you're not able to do the material and substantial duties of any occupation that you're trained or qualified for, then the claim will be paid. This dentist was getting this money from the insurance, but it was not adequate. Also, he could move around, so he took up a job in a dental school as a teacher, and what happened was that, well, fine, 2 years they paid the claim. After that, he could work as a teacher in dental school, and so they stopped paying the claim. So it is very important to examine what is the definition of total or partial disability before you get into the purchase of the policy.
Pareshji, I have often seen these situations and felt that insurance companies, they will find a way not to pay the claim. How do we overcome that?
That is definitely a feeling in the general public, and there are some cases which show that insurance companies do not do the right. But by and large, insurance companies do want to do right by the people who have bought policies from them. They've written those terms and conditions into those contracts, and it is important that the consumer understand these terms and conditions. Otherwise, they will lose a lot of money because they are unaware.
But Pareshji, people do not have the expertise to go through all of these contracts and legal languages that is in the contracts.
I agree with you, Lalitji. It can be complex and it can be intimidating. I'd like to point out that there are two starting points that I'd like to tell people about, the viewers about. First of all, let us take that you have a personally owned policy. If you have a personally owned policy, then you should look at an illustration that has been provided by the company. That will give you a lot of the details and explained in in much easier language than the actual detailed contract. And if you are looking at a group policy, then you should ask your HR person for a summary of the benefits. When you have these, go through these yourself, spend some time on going through this yourself, or sit with a professional. Lalji, I cannot tell you how often we come upon people who have these benefits, are paying for them, and do not know exactly what they stand for. I just tell them that to get these things together, sit down with your advisor or with a professional who understands these, and go through in details what your benefits are going to be in case you get sick or injured, and in that way you'll be able to take a little bit of corrective action in advance. I'd like to refer to one case that came across our desk. A gentleman called in. He was referred to me by one of my existing client, and he had disability income insurance from his place of work. He was leaving that job, going to another job, and in that other job there was no disability income insurance. So he wanted to buy a personally owned policy. Well, what we did was we examined his group policies, and he didn't really know the details. There were two parts to it. One part was the regular group policy. On top of it, he had a supplemental executive benefit policy. That supplemental policy he could now take out on his own, and if he continued to pay the premium, he could maintain the policy. That policy had been taken out several years ago, so the premium was also lower. So all we needed to do was substitute that group policy, and that was a much lesser cost. In effect, we helped the client save money. What I'm trying to tell you by this example is people should just invest a little bit of time in understanding their policy, or sit down with a professional and get to know what their benefits are. That would be very important for them.
But Pareshji, are there any key features or important features to look at in a disability policy?
I'm going to, there are several features to look at, but I'm going to just go through a few of them. The first one that I would like to talk about is what is called the partial disability feature. Often it happens that you're sick or injured and you cannot completely stop work. That means you don't need to completely stop work. Maybe you can work 2 days a week or 3 days a week. Say you work 50% of the time and your income drops by 50%. Then policies with a partial disability feature will pay you 50% of the benefit. That's an important thing to have, because I find often that people who are sick or injured, even they do want to go back to work if they can. They do want to work part of the time if they can. A second feature that I think is important is cost of living increases. We talked about inflation and in one of our previous episodes, and so there should be an inflation rider so that benefits increase with time. I think that all in all, what I'd like to say, Lalitji, is that there are disability income insurance in general is complex, but viewers should take time to sit down with their advisors and find the best way out.
Pareshji, it looks so simple to you, but even for me, this sounds too complicated. So you have to explain a little more in easier terms so that viewers can understand.
Well, yeah, I'd like to go back to our original conversation that when for every person, wealth is created by us working and exchanging it for currency. If we cannot go to work and get currency, then we cannot create wealth, and people end up losing their homes or people losing all their savings. We've seen a lot of disasters happening. I would recommend to everybody, despite the complexity, please go out, please get yourself protected. Disability income insurance is one of the most important protections that you should get.
Pareshji, thank you so much for giving us these wonderful ideas and this protection, which I think is very important to have this disability income insurance. With that, thanks again for coming in, and viewers, thank you again for watching, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.